of champions. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's go ahead and make some offers. And oh my gosh, throw my phone at the ground. Let's see where we're at on this one. All right, so they're asking 725, and I think 680 is a solid number, but I was a little bit torn on the after repair value on this one. Peggy. Good morning, brother.
Hi, this is Peggy. Leave me a message and I'll get right back.
Good morning, everyone. He's probably busy.
Hi, this is Peggy.
What's going on, boss? Let's see. Hey, Peggy. Jacob spoke yesterday. Okay, cool. So I got to follow up with her to make that offer. We'll follow up with her at 12 if I don't hear back. And then let's move to the next one for now. Appreciate you, boss. I appreciate it. Jerry Johnson. All right, let's call this person. See if we can make an offer. All right, so this is listed at honestly, when I call in when I call in Florida, I just use my DC number and I don't really get any kickback. So I think you're good. If you start to not get a lot of answers, then I would switch over to one. So this was, he's asking 500. But I don't know. This deal was a little bit confusing. I had an ARV of 1.2. I'm gonna come in at 450 and see what I can do. All right, let's see.
Jerry Johnson.
Hey, Jerry, this is Jacob. How you doing this morning?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you say this is, I didn't get to catch your name.
Oh, sorry about that. This is Jacob. We had spoke a day or two ago in regard to 8th Street.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give you a call and kind of run my numbers by you real quick. Is now a good time for you?
Sure.
Perfect. So I was, it would definitely be a condo conversion, like you said, just with the houses next door, or maybe not condo conversion, but going up and back for sure based on the layout of the property. But just with the way the market is and kind of, DCRA, it takes forever to get the permits and all that good stuff. And we don't know where we're going to be at with the interest rates. So that would probably put us right around the, 430 to 450 range. Is that something you think your sellers would entertain?
450. I can certainly ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I could ask.
Okay, cool. What I'll do in that case then is I'll go ahead and I'll just throw my terms in writing in an email and I'll shoot them over to you so you can present them to the seller.
Okay. Okay, that'll be good. Is this an all cash deal?
Yeah, it would be in all cash.
Okay, and you can get the 450.
Yep. And then the only thing I would need help on, because I'm not an agent, I would just need help if they accepted those terms, putting that on a contract.
Well, what you say you don't have an agent?
Nah, so I would be coming into this unrepresented. So, assuming they accepted my terms, I would just need you to throw those on a contract so they could sign it and I could sign it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just have to disclose to them that I'm representing you and representing them.
Okay. I mean, it technically wouldn't be a dual representation, but I'm more than happy to do dual representation if you want to represent me as well.
Well, I'm going to try to make some sense out of it. Because what I was going to do, I was going to let him, for instance, if he's paying 2.5% on 5, that's $12,000. And I could always say, well, listen, I'll just do it for 3%.
Right.
And 2.5%, whatever that is. And whatever you got, I mean, if he counters back, if he doesn't counter back, and you get there, then I could kind of explain, well, listen, let's do it this way. So send me the 450, and I'm going to do all I can do to get them to accept it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put the terms in an email and send them over to you here in a little bit.
Okay, now also, you said it's an all cash deal?
Yeah.
Or are you doing a hard money or what? How does that work?
So typically we utilize a private money lender. So it would probably come through like another lender, but it would still be treated as cash. There wouldn't be any loan contingency or any appraisal contingency.
Yeah. All right. I mean, just asking for. Okay. Well, I'm surely gonna take it to him. You send it to me, okay?
All right, sounds good. I'll get that over to you here shortly.
Thank you.
All right, Jerry. There we go. So the reason I throw out a range like that is because who's calling me? Who is this? It's Peggy. Hello, this is Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. It's Peggy Bressler. You just sent me a text.
Hey, Peggy, how are you doing?
Are you the architect?
No, I was. I had talked to you yesterday about Green Tree in regards to making an offer on it.
I've had 35 people, so with the same type of stuff. You got to help me out here a little bit.
No worries. So
okay.
Yeah, so we had just briefly talked yesterday. I was asking you about like the condition, the occupancy, if there was like time constraints, anything like that.
You got to help me a little bit. Are you
an investor?
Find out about the house? Is it a Redfin or?
I'm an investor. I saw it on Zillow. I gave you a call yesterday.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I was running my numbers and I was it doesn't look like there are too many solid comps with it looks like a lot of new builds and stuff like that. So
There are no comps.
I was going to
There's
say,
no
I was
cost.
getting an ARV of around like a million. Is that something that you would like, a million, 1.1? Is that fairly accurate in your eyes?
I don't know what that means. What's an ARV?
After repair value, once it's fully renovated?
Oh, okay. It's hard to say. I mean, it depends on what you do. Maybe not that high.
Okay.
Honestly, I think you're going a little high. It's on Green Tree. It's the main road. And it definitely is going to take some value off.
Okay.
And I will tell you, I've lived in this neighborhood for a long time, and the new builds are getting, anywhere from 2 to 2.2. And the renovations easily over $1 million and $1 million. You're definitely correct about all that. But on Green Tree backing to a major route like that, that's a tough call.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's why I was kind of torn. Cause I saw that it was on the main road.
I can't give you the after renovation value because I don't know what you're doing to it.
No, that makes sense.
It is, yeah.
So based on kind of where I was looking at it yesterday, I was landing right in the ballpark of around like 650. Is that even something that you think your sellers would entertain? I know it's
out of the question right now.
Okay.
I would say right now because they have people wanting to live there so far. So you're certainly welcome to put in an offer, but we have nothing below asking yet.
Okay. No, and that's why I wanted to ask. Obviously, you know where the offers are coming in at, so I don't necessarily want to waste time.
All investors are coming in between 650 and 7. So you're right on the money.
Okay.
That's what everybody's coming to. I don't know if it's worth it because of the blah blah blah. In the sixes, we'll make an offer. So you've done your work.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, hopefully a home buyer picks this one up and you guys get at or above listing. If for whatever odd reason, those don't pull through, feel free to reach out. We wouldn't have any sort of contingencies, like no loan contingencies, appraisal contingencies, anything like that. And we would be all cash. So let me know.
Okay, well, why don't you, it's quite busy. I mean, I've had 50 people in the house in the last couple of days.
Okay.
Why don't you, if it doesn't go under contract the next day or two, you should probably give me a call.
Perfect. That sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. Okie dokie.
All right, Peggy.
I didn't remember you, but I do kind of remember you, but it's just the way it is. Okay.
No, trust me. If you're talking to 30 plus people, I definitely understand. 50 plus people. That's even more. Yeah. So I definitely understand.
Okay.
All right, Peggy. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Damn, she's talked to 50 plus people. So that's another good reason on why I ask that, because I like to put the ball in the agent's court. Again, that might not be the best strategy, but I like to say, do you want me to submit this? Because they'll tell me right out of the gate, like, hey, we have offers way higher than that. Don't even waste your time. But again, right, like she's saying, we have offers at asking price, but call me tomorrow. If it's not pending, then, make an offer. So I'll probably follow up with her tomorrow. If it's not under contract, I'll send an offer regardless. But right now, if she really has 50 plus people going through it and a lot of them are homeowners, it might be a waste of time to, put that offer together, send it over, and then follow up versus what she said, just touching base with her tomorrow and, seeing what's going on with it. So then I'll just throw in my notes. I like to put the date, 3/14. And then she mentioned she had 50 plus people looking into the property and to reach out tomorrow if it's not locked up. That one. What's going on, everyone? For anyone who's new, feel free to drop any questions in the chat. It could be related to anything, cold calling, agents. If you're interested in some of my processes, if you have questions for other people in the chats, drop it in the chat and we will help you answer it. All right, cool. So we followed up, we made an offer, and then we're going to just touch base tomorrow. Touch base on. All right, we'll touch base tomorrow at around 12, see if it went under contract. And then we did 650K. Boom. All right. And we just go to the next one. Oh yeah, I gotta send this guy an offer here in a second too. Let me do that. Send written offer. Okay, now I should probably just do that now. Jerry Johnson, and then in negotiation we threw out 450. All right, so I'm actually about to do that now. Whoops. Let me go ahead and send this person an email with my offers. So I like to have my offer terms pretty much just have, if I can pull it up here. My offer terms typically include, where is it? Here we go. Oh, that's not it. Typically include the address, the entity name, the purchase price, how are we financing the deal, the condition of the property, title is free and clear, inspection/study period, EMD deadline, so how much the EMD is and when it's due by, the title and escrow company, and then the closing date, and then any other additional provisions that you want to throw in there. So I'd recommend just having like a template, and then you just go into, you just copy and paste the template, and then you edit it with the person's information, right? So in this case, I would just change the name, and then I would just put the street name right here, so we don't even have to worry about, oops. All right, then we'll just take the address, and I know you guys can't see it, but I'm just kind of talking out loud here. So then I put the address, I have my entity name. We said the purchase price was $450, cash, no loan contingency, no appraisal contingency, as is conditioned with free and clear title. EMD due at the end of inspection, 10 days after ratification. What in the world? That was crazy. EMD deadline, title and escrow, and then closing date. We'll do the closing date. We'll just say 30 days out. 30 days from ratification. All right, and then go ahead and throw this POF in there. POF. Let me grab this. All right, throw this POF in there. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and remove style. All right, cool. So, hey, Jerry, here's my offer terms on blank street. Please let me know if the sellers accept. Address, entity name, purchase price, financing, condition and title, inspection period, EMD, title, closing date. Okay, cool. And then for some reason it got rid of my POF, so add the POF back in there. Subject, offer on address. And then we need to get his email. So I need, if you don't have access to the MLS, a good rule of thumb is whenever you're on the phone with the agent, make sure you grab their email. So that way you don't have to go back and grab it from them if you forgot it. In this case, I have MLS access, so I can just, go grab it straight off of the MLS. But yeah, if you don't have that, you definitely want to make sure you grab their email so you can send them an email. Okay, cool. Boom. We're good. Send. We just sent it. So let me go ahead and send him a text message and just say, hey, just sent you over that the offer. Okay, cool. Just sent that over. All right. So then we just want to have a task, send for an offer. We just want to send a task that says follow up on offer. And we're about to follow up on the offer. Today's Tuesday. We'll follow up tomorrow. See if he presented the offer to the sellers. Honestly, since it's 9:30, I could even follow up later this afternoon. Good morning, Nate. What's going on, Josh? Good morning, Michael. I missed the start. What market are you starting today? I'm hitting offers right now, so I'm just trying to submit offers on the properties from yesterday. I forgot I had a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, and so I wasn't able to submit those offers. How are you getting your range so fast on the phone? I already have my offers put together. I'm calling the agent and I'm going under. I use a range. The reason I use a range is because it makes the higher number sound better. So for instance, let's say your max allowable offer is 450 and you were trying to you want to start at 430, right? You might throw out a range of 400 to 430. The reason being is because they might say absolutely not to 400, but 430 might be doable. So let me present 430. You kind of just saw it in that last call, right? I threw out an offer of 430 to 450. He immediately went with 450. He just disregarded the 430 and went with 450. So I like to throw out that range, but still have a cushion above that higher number. Do you have only one showing for all the investors interested in the property? No, it depends on the property. If it's vacant, I'll try to get the lockbox. If it's owner occupied, maybe I'll set a one-time showing. So it's really going to be dependent on each property. And so you just need to talk to the agent and ask them what's the best way for you to get into the property. Okay. All right, I'm about to call this one now, kind of see what we're working with. All right, let me get Frank.
Hello, this is Frank.
Hey, Frank, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We had spoke yesterday about Whittington and then Einon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch base and kind of run through my offers with you on those. Is now a good time for you?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So I was taking a look at Einon or Anon, and I'll probably have to pass on that one. I know there was a foundation issue, but it looks like other than that, it's in really good condition. And so I'm just not sure, you know, the homeowners and I are going to be able to come to an agreement on price. In regards to Whittington, though, I do want to make an offer on that one, but I wanted to kind of bounce the after repair value off of you. I was getting around like 600, but I didn't really see that many comps out there. Do you think that's fairly accurate, or do you think that's, you know, too high or too low?
I think it's a little too high.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is on the low 5, high 4s.
Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was definitely a bit high on that one then. Let me see here. So you're thinking kind of like the low 5s, high 4s?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's once it's been fully renovated?
Correct.
Okay. And you said there was nothing major other than just it being outdated, right?
Right. It's just gonna need like updating because it's pretty outdated and it's a full flip for sure.
Okay, cool. So that would put us kind of right in the ballpark of the 300 range, I think, maybe 280, 300. I know you're listed at 350. Do you think the sellers would entertain that?
I think she would probably entertain that. Yes, about three something. Yes, it has to have a three in front of it in order for her to entertain.
Okay.
Because as I was explaining to you yesterday, she needs a certain number in order to transition one and to pay off the remaining mortgage.
I gotcha. So there's got to be a 3 in front of it for her to be able to move and pay off that mortgage.
Most definitely.
Okay, cool. Does it make sense? Like if I were to come in at 280 or 290 and then came in unrepresented so they didn't have to pay the buyer side commission, would that help at all? No.
She definitely needs that 3.
Okay, cool. Let me just double check to make sure I can come in around 3. And then what I'll do is I will go ahead and put together my offer terms via email, and then I'll send them over to you with a POF so we can get that in writing. Could you text me over your email so I could get that?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Awesome. So I will make sure I'll send this over here in a little bit, and then just keep me posted on what the seller says.
All right, cool.
All right, Frank, I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Josh, let's see if we can get this one. That was the hoarder house. So if we're able to get the hoarder house, that's the other thing, right? Like sometimes, I ask them the ARV. That's the second person to say like, hey, I think you're a little bit too high. I really don't think I'm too high based on the comps, but again, that helps us when it comes to making offers, right? They're literally telling us, hey, you're too high on this. So, yeah, I think it's always good to try to get the agent's feedback and just you always want to be on their side too, try to always win and throw a partner in there who's the bad guy and just be like, hey, my partner said we can't do this or whatever. But I always like to ask the agents where they think it's going to resell at. A lot of times they know the neighborhood very well. And so, yeah, you saw right there, I was like, hey, I'm getting 600. And he said, oh, no, you'd probably be at like high 4s, low 5s, which is good to know, right? So. Appreciate you, Gardy, jumping on here. We got to get you up on the phones with me one day. When you send over your offer, you put the title company you want to use. What if they want to use their title company? How do you handle it? Well, I just explained to them like, hey, I'm the buyer on this one. I understand you want to use your own title company, but I'm the one who's paying the closing costs. I also need to have all of my HUDs or ALTAs at the same title company for end of year taxes and all that. So I understand you would prefer to use your title company, but I have to close with mine. So if you want to, if you guys want to go under contract with me, we'll have to use my title company. Now, if they're just super adamant on not using it, you could always call the title company they're wanting to use and just make sure they're wholesale friendly. But always confirm that they're wholesale friendly because you don't want to get to the closing table and find out they're not, and then they kill the deal. Or they let the deal go through and then you don't make your assignment fee. All right, so let me send this one over. Or hold on, first I got to do this. Okay. So that was this one. Thanks. High 5s. Okay, that changed my offer a little bit. Okay, we need to make an offer. Send written offer. Throw that in my follow-ups for right now, and we'll create. And then I'm just going to go ahead and throw this one over into in negotiation. Put down, I threw out 300K. Okay, cool. On to the next one. Also, if anyone has any solid contractors in Jacksonville or the DMV, let me know, because I'm trying to get more heavily into flips and all that good stuff. So keep me posted. All right, let's call Monica. Oh wait, did I text her? I thought I texted this person. I didn't. I was wrong. All right, so this one, they're asking 400, and I'm coming in at 290. That's going to be a fun one. How you prepare yourself each day to talk to a stranger? Man, honestly, I talk to so many strangers on a regular basis that I don't even prepare myself anymore. I would say if you're having some difficulty hitting the phones because it's like a stranger, maybe have some mantras, but also just understand that it's just another person. Like worst case scenario, you sound stupid and then you just hang up the phone and call the next person, right? I mean, look at the call yesterday. That shit went so bad, but it happens. We just move on. Yeah, my last live, I had a bad call. I called the agent and she basically was like, I'm not gonna present your offer if you don't have an agent. And rather than just trying to figure out a solution, I immediately got into an ego battle and went into defense mode and started like, oh, you don't want to submit my offer? I'll call your broker. I'll file a complaint, right? Like it was just a petty ass argument. And so but bad calls happen sometimes, like, right? So, at the end of the day, we just got to move on and just charge it to the game and learn from it, right? If you're not learning anything from it, that's where it becomes an issue. If you have a bad call and you take nothing away from it, that's where it's like, we need to be taking away something from our bad calls, and then it's not really a bad call, right? All right, this is going to be a fun one.
Hello.
Hey, Monica.
Hi.
Hi, this is Jacob. How are you doing?
I'm good.
We had spoke yesterday about Riviera. We spoke yesterday about Riviera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to run my numbers by you before sending something over. I was getting an after repair value of about 435,000 based on 3701 Riviera. Is that, does that sound fairly accurate to you?
Say that again.
I was getting an after repair value, so once it's fully renovated, of about 435. Does that sound fairly accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So based on those numbers, I probably wouldn't be able to, make this one work. I know it's listed at 405, and we would be looking at this one as a flip, which would put us right around that, 280 to 290 mark.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna accept anything that low.
Okay, no worries. Yeah,
it's being sold as is. Yes.
I figure, no worries. In any case, do you maybe have any other properties that I could look at that could be a potential investment?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll shoot you over my contact info. I'm always looking for other stuff. So if anything pops up, please send it over to me, and then I'll touch base in a couple weeks and see if Riviera is still available. And if so, I'll submit something in writing.
Okay. No problem.
All right, Monica, have a great week.
All right. Thank you. Sure.
Bye-bye. Yeah, see, in that case, it's like I could have presented the offer. Again, this might not be the best strategy. I like to test different things out. But in this case, right, they're listed at 405. She's acknowledging that it's going to sell at 450, 435 once it's fully renovated. It needs everything on the inside. It's not a full gut, but it needs everything on the inside. That leaves no room for an investor, and they know that. So a homeowner is not going to come in and buy this one. An investor is, and no investor is going to come in at 405 if the margins are only 30 grand and they have to invest 40,000 into it, plus eat the closing costs, plus eat the commissions, plus eat the holding costs. Plus, if the interest rates go up, maybe they don't sell it at 435. Maybe it goes for 415 or 420. So it's like, realistically, we're going to follow up in a couple of weeks, and I'm almost willing to bet that this property is still available. And if it goes under contract higher than 280, 290, I'm almost willing to bet it's a wholesaler and that it will get canceled and come back. And then in this case, you want to follow up. This is where follow up is so important. Like, touch base every 2 weeks. Hey, did you get an offer on it? Hey, is it locked up? If it goes under contract, congratulate them. But then every 2 weeks, is the buyer going to perform on this one? What's happening with this? So follow up like a freaking crackhead. Okay. So she's not even going to entertain that. 290K. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in task to follow up. Actually, see if Riviera is still available. I used to write it, see if Riviera has been sold, but then I started being like, oh no, I don't want to put that into the universe. I'm just going to follow up and see if it's still available. It's the 14th. We'll touch base on the 24th. All right. And then we'll do opportunity in negotiation. All right, cool. So she gets moved over there. And then we got tasks. See if Riviera is still available. All right. Let's make an offer. Who's this? See if they lowered the price. Oh no. Why? Okay, no, hold on. Sorry, I had a random task that was supposed to be. Oh yeah, what am I doing? That was in the wrong tab. All right, so this one is listed at I have an ARV of 620. It's listed at 510. And I need to be at 400. So again, this is going to be another one of those probably super unrealistic calls here. What's up, Rocky? What's up, Miriam?
This is Angela with Sampson.
I swear, she literally does not answer the phone. The last like 4 times I've tried to get a hold of her, she doesn't answer. She just texts. So I'm going to try calling her later. But let's get some offers, or let's call some properties. Also, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. If anyone here, let me share my screen real quick. This is pretty cool. So if anyone is ever trying to utilize tax records, there's now a free tax record platform called Propwire. I'm actually going to make a video on it later today, probably. It's like PropStream and batch leads, but it's 100% free. So again, I don't want to be kicked off of this video because I show addresses and stuff like that and home names, but it literally shows everything. It shows you the layout, the square footage, beds and baths. It tells you the mortgage amount, although when I looked at it, the mortgage wasn't very accurate. And it also shows you like the homeowner and all of that. So I don't know if it shows listed properties, but you can come over here to like lead types. You got cash buyers, absentee owners. Oh, you do have for sale on the MLS. You have pending. So you might be able to hit for sale. Must match also. Oh, wait. I don't know what I just did. So you could do like for sale and then maybe do Tampa, Florida. And then is there any, what keywords do we have? MLS keywords. You could put investor owned keywords or motivated seller keywords. And then it shows you all of these properties that are for sale or pending. So if any of you want to utilize a free tax record platform, Propwire, it's Jerry Norton's software, I believe. It's 100% free as far as I know of. And it does give you some pretty cool information. So definitely utilize that. I love Propwire. Hell yeah, we already got some users. How many years out do you allow on year built for your comps? It depends on the area. In northern and like the DMV area, this is a very location-based market. It's not a So I in this area, I don't look at year build. That doesn't matter. It more matters the location. Now in an area like Florida, I go 10 years above or 10 years below. And if you really want to be conservative, go 5 years above and 5 years below. Rocky said him and his son Tristan are utilizing Propwire as well, and it's great for creative. Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, it looks like it's a super solid tool so far. My buddy, I think, actually just texted me about it. I haven't read his text, but it says, "Do I even need PropStream anymore?" And I have a feeling he's talking about Propwire. Except the mortgage, it does show listed properties. Yep. And then when you call back and it's still available, do you give your argument that only an investor will buy the property and will be around your offer? Yes, but you could even, ask them, hey, where are all of your offers coming in at? And then if they say everyone's around your number, it sounds like it's a lot of investors, then you can pivot and be like, okay, so based on the offers that are coming in, it sounds like it's really going to go to an investor around the number like myself. And like the agents will tell you, hey, the seller's unrealistic. I'm trying to get them down, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I found that just asking those questions and really just trying to ask questions different ways will get you the answers that you're trying to find. So I wouldn't necessarily just tell them, hey, it's been listed for 3 weeks. So, let's be more realistic. Take my offer. I would again pivot and be like, hey, well, it's been listed for 3 weeks. Have you gotten any like offers from homeowners around your listing price, or are they mostly coming from investors like myself? And then from there, right, then you can be like, okay, well, would you agree that based on the offers you're getting and the amount of time it's been sitting on the market, that an investor is ultimately going to pick this one up? And then they might come around and say, yeah, of course, but the homeowner is just being unrealistic and whatever. So sorry, I'm just trying to pull up this agent's information right now. So I'm just talking in the background. What's her name? Kimberly. Think she goes by Kimberly or Kim? Yeah, I can see why they would add skip tracing. I mean, you can't do skip tracing for free. Like, that costs money. All right, let's call this agent. Enough talking.
Please leave your message for 24.
Hey, Kimberly, what are you doing over here?
Please leave your message for 2402.
That's wild. All right, so I'm going to text her since she just wants to ignore people's message or calls. All right, I just asked her if Easton was still available on text message. And then from there, I'm just going to throw this deal in the opportunities pipeline under could not reach. So I know to follow back up with her. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling this is a foreclosure. Oh, it's not. But I do know her. Is this a... That's why I didn't go after it. Whatever. So that's like the downside of knowing a lot of buyers and sellers. I come across a lot of buyers who are also listing agents. And I don't know how to approach it. Because they know me personally, but they don't know okay. Let's see if this number is accurate. Ask them for their buyer's box. Yeah, but the problem is they have a listing that I want. I don't care about their buyers. They have a listing that I want, and they're on my buyers list. So they already know me really well. So that's the issue I'm running into. Camilla. Oh, I like that spelling of Camilla. All right, let's try calling her. See that lady who just declined all of my messages? Just text me back immediately saying it's still available. Like, cool, but how about you answer my phone call?
Camila.
Hey, Camila, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing pretty well myself. Thanks for asking. I was giving you a call about a property I believe you had off of Colt Lane.
Yes,
Is that still available?
it's fully available. I just looked at it yesterday.
Perfect. Awesome. So I am looking at this as a potential investment property, but I had a couple questions prior to submitting an offer. Is now a good time for you?
Sure.
Awesome. So I can get a general idea of the condition on the pictures, and it looks like it's been kept up really well. It just has some cosmetic updates here and there.
Yes.
Is there anything major that you're aware of that I would need to take note of?
I know they just said that the dryer went out on the home, and they didn't want to replace it, and everything else, like they were going to do the remodeling, but it was too costly for them with, hiring labor.
Okay.
With it, but it was just like they pulled the carpet up. It's all cosmetic work that's in there. The family lived there for like 16 years.
Okay.
Nothing major. It was just that, their kids went off to college, and then one of their family members got sick, so they moved to live with like one of their parents. But it was just too much to keep up the houses with their family medical costs.
I gotcha. That definitely makes sense. So as far as to you and the seller's knowledge, there's nothing like foundationally, structurally, no mold leaks, anything like that?
No.
Okay, perfect. And do you know if the property has central air by chance?
I'm not sure. I can text them to find out.
Okay, cool. I think I see the unit outside, so it should, but if you could just let me know, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll find out because they filled out the disclosures and I just uploaded them. But I really feel like it is central air.
Okay.
But I will check with them to just confirm it.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling it is. I think I see the unit. I don't see any AC units in the windows, but yeah, keep me posted for sure. And
Okay.
then do you happen to know the age of the roof by chance?
I can check with them. I honestly don't know.
No worries.
And I apologize.
No problem at all.
I truly apologize about that, but I can ask them about the roof on there. And when you get there to the house, there's no sign in the front door. They're supposed to be delivering my sign today, so I just wanted to let you know, like, if you see somebody putting the sign up, I did call to have it put up.
Okay, cool.
They should be there sometime today.
Sounds good. And then you mentioned that they already had moved out of the property, so it's currently vacant, correct?
It's currently vacant. The lockbox code is 6451 on the front door.
Okay, sweet. And okay, cool. So, and you just listed
They
it.
did purchase some stuff for the remodeling. They said that they bought like ceiling fan, doorknobs, knobs for like, the bedrooms. Like They bought a whole lot of stuff, but it's in the shed. So she said that they never even took it out the box.
I gotcha. And how long ago did they buy that?
I don't know.
No worries.
I would say in the last couple of months because, again, they were going to do the remodeling themselves.
Okay.
I don't think they calculated labor in the cost.
They just went and factored in the material, and they're like, oh, wait, we got to actually get this done.
The labor was the biggest part, and then they realized like that this remodel was just a little too ambitious.
I gotcha. No, that definitely makes sense. And I know you said it's only been listed for about a day. Have you gotten a decent amount of interest on it so far?
Yes, we probably on my little thing. I know I received personally, like within the last 12 hours, probably like 4 phone calls, but it was just made active probably about 5 o'clock yesterday.
Okay, I gotcha. And how are you guys going about reviewing and accepting offers? Are the sellers waiting for like a set day, or are they just reviewing and accepting it as they come in?
They're reviewing and accepting as soon as they come in.
Okay.
They just, again, want it sold.
For sure. No, I definitely understand. So it sounds like obviously we would be looking to close as soon as possible, but it sounds like they're ready to get this off their hands as well.
Yes.
Okay. And is there any sort of time constraints that they're working within, or they're flexible with closing?
They're pretty flexible.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, let me go ahead and kind of run my numbers and do my due diligence, and then I will give you a call back later this afternoon. I don't think I need to swing by the property, but if for whatever reason I do, I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, and what I'll do is this your cell phone number? Can I call you back on this number, Jacob?
Yep, of course.
I want to get those questions answered for you about the roof and about the air.
Okay, cool. Yep, this is my cell. You can, text me or call me on this, and I will be on the lookout for that.
Okay, give me probably like 20 minutes. I'm a text them right now and just that.
Perfect. No rush. And then I will touch base with you later this afternoon with an offer, and hopefully we can get this one ratified.
All right. Thank you so much, Jacob. Have a great day.
No problem. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. I thought that was a pretty solid call. Scott asked, are you looking at the last 30 days sold for comps, or are you extending to 90 days with the shifting market? Again, it depends on the market, like whichever area you're in. In my market, I do 6 months. In Florida, I do 90 days. What's going on, Jonah? What's good? What's up, Dante? Hell yeah, we got the whole crew in here right now. All right, let me throw this in the CRM real quick. Let me put these notes in. All right. So the condition updated in the kitchen, needs cosmetic updates throughout the house, basement unfinished. Occupancy, it's vacant. Motivation, she said kids went to college and one of the owners got sick and moved, and it ended up being too much for them to handle, so looking to sell. Price, it was listed 12 hours ago. Received a lot of calls, reviewing and accepting offers as they come in. And then timeline, sounds like they're pretty anxious to sell. Just a side note, they wanted to start reno on the basement, but realized how much it was going to cost labor and put that on pause. All right, cool. So now we have that. Then we just need to take this and throw it into our opportunities pipeline as a lead and throw it under underwriting. Boom. Now we got to underwrite the property and move to the next one. All right, so throw this on the call list, put this on called, and take that off. Boom. On to the next one. Why is that for Florida? You don't go past 90 days. It's just the market. That's just how appraisers work in that market. Like I said, my area is more location based. I don't know if that's the reason being, but I really don't know the logistics behind why 90 days there and 6 months here. I just kind of know that's what buyers are looking at. Damn. I literally just added like a bunch of properties yesterday, and I don't get how they all sold. Like, oh, those are the ones that are coming soon. I got it. I got it. What's going on, everyone? For anyone who's new in here, make sure you drop questions in the chat. Again, it doesn't matter what the question is. It could be on calling. It could be on my processes. If you got questions for other people, feel free to ask questions. If you got deals you need help dispoing, leave the deals in the chat or connect with people. And then I would also encourage you, while I'm doing outreach, also to do outreach on the side, right? Let's use this as a time to call together. And then if you have any questions about your calls, feel free to bring them to the chat. But, don't just listen to me. If you can, actually, make some calls, put me on mute, right? As much as I love the views, I would much rather you all get deals. All right, let me put this person in here. And then also, if any, down the road, I definitely want to start bringing more people up here to do calls with me. And like me and my cousin did, where I made a call, put it on mute, did whatever I needed to do, then they make a call. So if anyone's interested, especially my Astro fam, reach out. Let's work together. Let me help you promote your channel. Help me promote my channel. Let's get some deals sold and let's help some people grow. All right, let me call this person.
Please leave your.
Oh, damn. What's going on, Grow? I don't know your full name, so if it is Grow, what's good, Grow? The hell was that?
Please leave your message for.
Nah, I use Go High Level. I use Go High Level. All right, let me just text him, see if this is still available. Hey, CJ. All right, just text him. Let's throw this on the could not reach section. Put this in could not reach. Could not reach. Boom. All right, now I got to follow up with him tomorrow if I don't hear back. On to the next one. What the? That's why. This was listed 0 days ago. It's my favorite type of opportunity. I say embrace the competition. Show everyone how good you are. Show everyone you're about. Oh my gosh, this is the ideal opportunity, but what on earth happened to these doors? Did they have a... Dude, I think they were smoke. Hold on. Let me see if I can just show this this part. How do I do this? I don't know what's going on with this door, but it's nasty. They were chain smoking in this place. All right. Let me share my screen. So Google or YouTube doesn't ban me over here. I got to do the most. Look at this. What is going on right here? It's like normal and then just brown. They were smoking so much right here. I guarantee you this little window, this door was cracked a little bit and they were just blowing smoke out this window. God. Okay. That's what we're working with. That is what we're working with. And let me call her now and see who was blowing smoke in the living room like that. All right, let me call Sam, see what he's got going on over here. All right.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, Jacob, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. I was giving you a call about a property you just listed off of DeVere Drive.
Sure.
Yeah, is that still available?
It is. It just went active this morning. We have 3 offers in hand and 1 coming in.
I hear you. So hopefully I can be your 5th and then we can get it ratified. Just on the offers real quick, how are you guys doing offers? Are they going about it as they come in, or are they waiting for a set day to review everything?
So we do have a scheduled open house on Sunday.
Okay.
They would most likely want to wait it out for the weekend, but if they get something that, blows them away, then they'll consider looking at offers early.
Okay, for sure. That definitely makes sense. Awesome. Well, I was looking at this as a potential flip or maybe even a buy and hold, but I did have some questions prior to submitting an offer. Is now a good time for you?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So I can obviously get a general idea based on the pictures based on the condition. Or excuse me, I can get an idea of the condition based on the pictures. Is there anything major that you and the sellers are aware of that I would need to take note of, like foundation issues, structural issues, mold, leaks, anything like that?
Nope, nothing. There's one thing: the dishwasher had leaked once, and it went down into the walk-in closet, the walk-in cedar closet in the basement.
Okay.
Messed up a little bit of the cedar, but that's all that we know of in terms of leaks. Or there's a few broken windows, and there are 2 broken windows. So that's all I know in terms of that.
Okay, and then the leak from the dishwasher into the basement, I'm assuming that was taken care of, and to your knowledge, there's no mold or anything?
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. So.
Oh, okay. So they would definitely have seen some mold down there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you had visited the house yet, but there's hardwood underneath all of the carpeting.
Okay.
And it's in really good condition. It's never been used. So just a side note.
Okay, cool, perfect. And then I'm assuming it looks like it is on the pictures. The property's vacant at the moment?
It is, yes.
Okay, perfect. And was this just like, a primary residence and the owners were looking to downsize?
Yeah, so the owner, she went to a retirement or senior living community.
Okay, I gotcha. So it's just offloading the old house.
Yeah.
Cool, makes sense. And then I know you said you had some offers in hand. I'm assuming, like you said, nothing that just wowed the sellers yet, and they're just wait until something comes in higher.
Yeah, nothing crazy yet, but but it's only been, I think, 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, I see it. It hasn't even been that long.
Yeah.
Are the other offers from investors as well, or you think it's going, to a home buyer?
I can say 2 of them are investors, and one of them is a conventional 20% loan.
Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be a mix of offers coming in. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then obviously, we'd be looking to close on this as soon as possible, but is there any type of time constraints the sellers are working within?
Not at all. No, they'd be looking to close as soon as they can.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and run my numbers on this one. And then I will get back to you later this afternoon with an offer in mind. If it sounds like something the sellers will entertain, we'll go ahead and send it over to you in writing. And then if it sounds like, they're just going to wait till Sunday, I can hold off until Sunday to send something over.
Okay. All right. That sounds good, Jacob.
All right, Sam. Well, I'll also go ahead and shoot you over my contact info so you can lock me in. But I will talk to you later today.
All right. That sounds good.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
It wasn't a bad call. I think it could have been a lot of a better of a call. I was kind of stumbling on my words. So, not the best calls. But I don't want this tea anymore. No, it doesn't. Go high level doesn't change your number. But I've used the same number with Go High Level for probably 2 years now. Let me just throw this in here. Condition. These ones are all a little bit tougher for me just because listed for 10 hours. It's like you listed it last night at midnight, right? So it's kind of a delicate situation because you have other offers coming in. We don't necessarily want to submit our offer too early so that way they can tell other people where our offer is so people can try to get above us. So we want to try to be one of the last offers submitted so we can try to figure out where we need to be at. But at the same time, we also don't want to wait and then miss our opportunity if someone comes in and grabs it, let's say at 400. So we just want to pay attention and try to figure out the balancing act, I guess. So condition, it's just really outdated. Looks like a time capsule. But nothing major. Occupancy, vacant, motivation, elderly, seller, moved into a retirement home. Price, 4 offers or 3 offers so far. 2 from investors, 1 from conventional loan. Timeline, ASAP, but no rush. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and throw this in our opportunities. To underwrite the property. Okay. And then we come over here and we just put this as called, take it off the needs to call list. Also, if anyone ever has any feedback, criticism, things that I did well on the call, things I did poorly, let me know in the chat. I'm always open to constructive feedback. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, but I'm not a I can always learn as well. Always room for improvement. I think this was a foreclosure, right? This has to be. I would think Gaithersburg. I don't know if that's expensive for out here or not. Who cares? We're going to call them anyway. Also, see, like, how many people I called today? So I've made 5 opportunities today. 3 are under. Oh wait, that one doesn't count. 2 are under underwriting and 2 are under couldn't reach. And then I made offers. So so I'm just trying to gauge how many offers and calls I can make in 2 hours for just my own sake. But if I can do, like I said, I submitted 3 offers or 2 offers, however many I did, sent them both in writing, have 2 properties to underwrite and 2 properties that I didn't get a hold of. And it hasn't even been an hour and 20 minutes. I'm just throwing that out there because I know some people who will work for 3 or 4 hours and make 3 calls and be like, I don't have time to do this. And it's like, yeah, of course you don't. So all I'm saying is if you're one of those people, there's no excuses.
Hello, this is Klaus.
Hey, Klaus, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
Jacob.
I was calling about a listing I believe you have off of Welbeck Way.
Yes.
Yeah, is that still available?
Yes.
Perfect. So I was actually, I'm an investor and I was looking at this maybe as a flip or even a buy and hold. But I did have some questions prior to submitting an offer. Is now a good time for you?
Certainly, go ahead.
Perfect. So I can get a general idea of the condition of the property based on the pictures here. Is there anything major that you or the sellers are aware of?
I can tell you that there are replacement windows. I don't know how old they are, but there are replacement windows and sliding glass that needs to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
The roof is either 6 or 8 years old. They don't remember when they put it up.
Okay.
Other than that, pretty much everything needs to be taken care of. So I flip houses myself. So with my contractor, I'm looking at about $25,000.
Okay. And then what are you seeing as the after repair value on this one?
It's difficult because we have nothing on the market. I mean, comps wise, 275.
Okay.
But with nothing on the market, you could get 285.
Okay. I gotcha. Okay, cool. And then, but there's no like structural foundational issues, no mold leaks, anything like that?
Not that I know of. There was surface mold that was removed. But other than that, yeah, it's good to go. There's no basement, so.
Okay, so that 950 is the total square footage then?
Yeah, it's small kind of.
Okay, perfect. And it looks like it's vacant, but I always have to ask, is the property currently occupied?
It's vacant, yes.
Perfect. Awesome. And then was this just like a primary residence, or why are they looking to sell this by chance?
No, it's an investor. They rented it for the last 30 years.
Oh, okay. And so they're just looking to offload it.
Yeah.
Makes
There
sense.
was a tenant in there for 15 years, and they got tired of fixing it up and renting it again, so they're getting rid of it.
I definitely understand. Okay, cool. No, that's
At their
helpful.
price.
What was that? I'm sorry.
At their price.
Oh.
I had 5 offers on it already, and they were all rejected. So it's not flippable because of the price they want.
Okay, so they're like not willing to budge at all from their price.
Well, there's a little bit of room, but again, it's not flippable.
Okay. Do you know how much the rents are going for in the area?
Yeah, I think the highest one I saw was 2,050, and the range is from 1,900 to 2,050.
Okay. Yeah, typically for rentals, we would be at around the 1% rule. So I'm just trying to think if it would make more sense as a rental. But even then, if you're saying, around 2,000, 2,100, we'd probably be at that, 190 to 200 mark as a purchase price.
Yeah, and I had better than that, and they hadn't taken.
Okay, I gotcha. So what are their plans on?
The highest cash offer I had was 225, and that was not taken.
Oh, damn. Okay, so what are their?
I get every other day I get offers.
So is their plan just to if no one comes in at 250, are they just planning on holding on to it and then making it a rental again?
No, I mean it's been only on the market for 2-3 weeks. At one point, I'm sure they're going to reduce it. He says he's looking to see if he can find somebody who wants to rent it.
Okay.
So
I gotcha. All right, cool. And then if we were able to make something happen on this one, numbers wise, how soon is the seller looking to close?
whenever title is ready.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So there's no time constraints there. Cool.
And the house is paid for. There is no expense to the current owner. So
I gotcha. No, that's definitely helpful. Let me run my numbers and just kind of see where flips are going for, like fully renovated properties are going for, and kind of get an idea of where the rents are and see if I can come up at all on the numbers. And then, I will give you a call back later this afternoon and see if we can make something happen.
okay, sounds good.
All right. And do you maybe have any other properties that could be a good potential? I mean, a good investment property?
I'm putting one on the market today in Aberdeen. If you go that far.
Yeah, I'll take a look at Aberdeen.
It's 160,000 total gut job. Homes run anywhere from 275 to 300.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, could you text me over the address when you get a chance?
I'm driving, so I'll give it to you real quick. It's 214
Okay.
Schmeckel Street. It's SCHMECHEL.
Okay.
Schmeckel Street. So they gave the German agent the German street name.
There you go. All right, cool. I have it right here. It looks like it's a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's bank owned right now?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me run my numbers on these two. Just to be transparent, I don't do a lot of bank owned properties, but obviously if the numbers make sense, we'll still entertain them.
Right.
All right, Klaus. Well, I will give you a call this afternoon and hopefully we can make one of these happen.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, talk to you later.
Hold on. There's another one if you want to be in a higher price range.
Yeah, for sure. Where's that one at?
Okay, that's on Blenheim Road. Mario property. They're asking $420 my ARV with adding a detached garage and all that is about over $600.
Okay.
And Blenheim Road, so it's in Phoenix, Maryland, Blenheim Road, which is it's in the horse country in Baltimore County.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, once you get the numbers on that, if you could send me over the address, I'd be happy to take a look at that one as well.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Klaus, I'll talk to you later.
See ya. Take care. Bye.
There we go. When you come across properties that have foundation issues, do you usually leave those alone? No, I still go after them. I don't know if it's because I don't drink caffeine or ever drink caffeine like that, and this tea is really strong, but I feel like I'm speaking faster than I'm thinking right now, and I don't like it. And like, this is just caffeine. This isn't even I don't get it. I've been doing email first, then call to make the offer because realtors don't remember you called anyway. I mix it up. You can do that. The reason I don't like doing that is just because, I've never tried it, so I don't even know. I'll have to try it as well. So I can't say I don't like doing that. Focus on the Denver market, and the MLS has been super slow / dry lately. My offer KPIs per week are way less than they were in January. Do you feel like listings come in cycles? Everything in life comes in cycles. It's the ebbs and flows of life. Our moods, we're happy, it's sad, it's rainy, it's sunny. It's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. Literally everything is in waves. If you think about science, sound travels in waves, right? A lot of things move in waves. So it's natural. The ebbs and flows of life are definitely natural. In those cases, move to surrounding Denver markets, right? You got a lot of places around Denver that are loaded with properties. So, I would just slam it, right? DC is a super, super, super small area, and there's deals all over in DC. So if there's deals in DC, Denver has like quadruple the houses. Just try different keywords, try different softwares like Trulia, Redfin, Zillow, Privy, and then, like I said, try different keywords like estate sale, as is, needs everything, needs work, outdated, investor special, cash buyers, cash offer, whatever you might put in there. Just try different avenues to find other deals, and then expand your market a little bit around your into surrounding areas. And yeah, 100%. Right. He just gave me 3 properties when I asked him about one. All right. So let me throw the notes in here for this one. Condition. He said windows were replaced. Siding needs replaced. Had surface mold that was taken care of. And then he also said needs to be remodeled. And then also, I don't know if everyone was on the call yesterday, I mentioned the Sandler training. So someone mentioned, hey, instead of asking if now is a good time, ask if now is a bad time. And that's what they teach in Sandler training. It's called going left. So I normally don't do that in the beginning, but if you notice, that's kind of what I do when I ask about motivation. So a lot of times, if you just come out of the gate and say, why are they selling this? Some agents will be a little bit hesitant based on their fiduciary duty, and they won't share that. Now, if you throw out the wrong thing, they'll either correct you or they'll tell you that's correct. So again, hey, I'm just assuming that, this was their primary residence, and based on it being at 950 square foot, they were looking to upsize. Oh, no, that's not the case at all. It's actually a rental property for 30 years. Oh, okay, so it's just a tired landlord now, right? Cool. Now we know what the motivation is. Occupancy vacant. Motivation was tired landlord. Owned, rented for 30 years. Price, firm at asking, has turned down 225 cash, and then timeline ASAP. All right, now we got to underwrite that property. throw that in underwriting. Underwriting. Boom. Now we got to underwrite that property and move to the next one. Okay, okay. That wasn't a question. What the hell? Oh, what just happened? We could also call some coming soons and see if they're available or if they're willing to accept offers prior. Wow. Okay. Okay, I see you. All right, let's throw. Oh man, maybe I should text over my information to all these people. Oh well. All right, let's call Olivia. All right, so we need to underwrite 3 properties. Well, I actually got to underwrite 4. Oh no, I actually underwrote that property earlier. So I got to do 3 properties, and I've talked to 2 that I didn't get a hold of.
Hello, this is Olivia from Cup Center.
Hey, Olivia, this is Jacob. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, Jacob, how are you?
I am doing pretty good. I was calling about a property you have listed off of Edgewood.
Yeah,
Is that still available by chance?
it is.
Perfect. So I'm actually an investor and was looking at this maybe as a flip or even as a buy and hold.
Okay.
But I did have a couple questions prior to making an offer. Is now a bad time for you?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I can obviously get a general idea of the condition based on the pictures, and it looks like it's been kept up pretty well. It's just cosmetic for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any major issues that I need to be aware of, like foundation issues, structural issues, mold, leaks, anything like that?
Not that I know of, and not that the seller know of.
Okay, perfect. And then does the property currently have central air?
Yes.
Awesome. And do you know how old the roof is by chance?
No, he doesn't know either.
No worries. I feel like a lot of people don't know the age of their roof, so no problem at all.
It doesn't look bad. I know he replaced the roof on the 2-car garage. That's kind of like a workshop.
Okay.
He did that in the past 4 years, but he hasn't touched the actual roof of the home.
Gotcha. And there's no basement, correct? It's just 1 story?
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. And then I can't tell if it's kind of just staged. Is the property currently occupied?
Yes.
Okay. And will it be vacant at close?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. And then are they relocating, or, why are they looking to sell this by chance?
He's just going to travel.
Okay. Just trying to travel.
Yeah.
I wish I could do the same.
I know.
Okay. Gotcha. So just looking to offload this so he can travel more and enjoy his life. Cool. And then I see it has been listed for about 2 weeks. Have you gotten a decent amount of interest on it so far?
Yeah, I actually have a showing today, a showing tomorrow, and then someone who said they're going to write an offer. So,
Okay.
but nothing in hand right now.
I gotcha. And how are you all going about accepting offers? Are you waiting for a set date to review everything, or is it just kind of as they come in?
We're just reviewing them as they come in.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then obviously, we're looking to close as soon as possible, but are there any type of time constraints the seller's working within?
Nope, he's ready to go as soon as possible.
That's what I love to hear. Cool. So let me go ahead and kind of do my due diligence and figure out exactly where I need to be at numbers wise. And then I will give you a call later this afternoon with a number in mind. If it sounds like something the sellers will entertain, we'll go ahead and put it in writing and get it over to you with the POF.
Okay. Are you working with an agent or?
I'm not. So I could either come into this unrepresented, or if you wanted to dual represent me, that's an opportunity as well.
Well, we have other agents that could represent you, no cost to you at all. Just because I can't represent you and the seller at my company, but I can always have one of my colleagues represent you.
For sure. Yeah. And if, so the only thing that the caveat is with that, so a lot of times when I go in unrepresented, there's no buyer side commission. So it does help our offer be a little bit stronger. In that case, I'm more than happy to have an agent represent, but I don't necessarily know if I would want it to be the full 3% if they're just going to write my offer up, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's paid by the seller, so it wouldn't cost anything to you. But yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, totally fine.
Okay, cool. And like I said, either way, if we need to go that route, I'm more than happy to do that. But I will touch base with you later this afternoon, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
All right, Olivia. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so the only reason I threw that out there was just because, again, like, I don't like dual representation. I don't like an agent representing me. This is just my personal opinion, because I know Michelle and Paul, they kill it with agents representing them on the buyer side, but I like waiving my buyer side commission to make my offer stronger. And so, I don't know. Again, I'm not opposed to them. If I absolutely need to use an agent, I will, but updated, nothing major. Showing scheduled, and someone mentioned they were sending in an offer, but no offers in hand yet. And then she also said reviewing and accepting offers as they come in. Timeline ASAP. No constraints. Boy just wants to travel. That's it. Boom. Throw that in underwriting. And then throw this on manage list called. Boom. All right, cool. On to the next one. What time is it? 10:45. All right, I'll do a couple more. We'll do a couple more. Already talked to that one. Jerry always pushes dual representation, so they go to bat for you, but it does blow when they don't want to take you up on it. I've had more kickback to dual representation. That's why I personally do unrepresented. You'd be surprised at how many agents don't like dual representation because, again, I throw it out there, but in my experience, a lot of agents don't know how to carry it because of their like the fiduciary duty. They don't know what party to basically represent, so they don't like doing it, and a lot of brokers will frown upon it. So I personally, now with that being said, my market is more expensive, right? So like they're gonna make 15 grand either way, or like 10 grand on selling a deal either way. Whereas maybe in another market where they're making like 3 grand, 6 grand makes more sense to do dual representation. So it's in my experience in my market that I prefer going in unrepresented because a lot of brokers shy away from the dual representation, but that is a solid strategy to use because, to your point, they want to go fight for you, right? Like the person today who was like, oh, I'll dual represent you right now. He's looking at it like, I'm going to get an extra percentage of commission just to write out your contract. So in certain situations, I think it 100% does make sense, but you just got to play around with the agent and figure out what your market is like and all that. That doesn't look updated, but I don't know. What is this? Yeah, I gotta go back and add some. Oh, what is this? When I searched the address, it came up with a construction company. So the people who live here own a construction company, but it's like the house doesn't look like it. You guys sure about that? You sure you own a construction company? Oh, dude, it's the same people that I'm working another offer with, and I haven't heard back from them on that one either. It's so ridiculous. I literally reached out to the agent who took my offer, and then I was like, hey, any update on this? And he goes, I'm not the main listing agent. Call the primary one. And that dude just doesn't answer. So I'm like, you guys are literally a failure at being an agent. I don't get this. Well, let's not call them then. That's so cool. All right, yeah, I got to start hitting. I have to, you know what I'm trying to say, because I don't. But that's what I got to do. I wonder. Nope, I lied. We're just calling the next one I click on. I don't even care. All right, cool. That's the one. Is this updated? What is going on? Well, while I find a property to call, does anyone have any questions? Anything like, oh, I found a property. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to ask me? Any deals you need help moving? Any comps? Anything? I'm about to call this property right now, though. I feel like I've tried to call them already before. I feel like I've tried to call them. Okay, let's see, because yeah, I did. All right, let's try calling again. All right, so for some reason, this number never goes through. So we're going to try calling it on my personal cell. And it says wrong number. So, all right, let me try calling their broker. It says that's their broker's number too. All right, there has to be another number because there's no way. Their numbers just don't work. All right, I'm going to have to email her then. Did you call me, or how did you try to reach out to me, Bandana? Did you call or text? I would say text if you can, because text is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me at the moment. Well, I don't know how to get a hold of this person, so. What in the world is going on? All right, so I think I need to build out a new list here. Let me just try to find one more property to call before we jump off here. But I need to build out my list today, so that's on my agenda. So we're looking for some deals in Jacksonville for right now. We're going to do single family attached active. And then I'm going to jump down here to year built 1995, and I'm just going to do price 700 because I don't feel like dealing with anything right there. Oh, and you can put keywords in there too. That's pretty cool. What's going on here? Show me some properties. Okay, show me some properties. All right, so now Privy's not even showing me addresses right now. Like this is absolutely ridiculous. All right, well, on that note, I'm not going to sit here and have you all watch me just try to find addresses and not be able to do this for 15 minutes. So unfortunately, I'm going to wrap this one a little bit short today. And and I will catch you all on the next one. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, share with people, comment, whatever the people do on YouTube. Catch you later.